So did a lot of research for this class. Okay? Some of this came from the book called Unafraid. This is Adam Hamilton. Okay? Lots of Google searches, web pages read. Okay? I even went to Disneyland to learn more about fear. So I want to start by showing you a clip from Adam Hamilton.
What I'm doing today is I'm inviting us into a conversation about fear, to think about fear, to think about a wide array of fears. But I want to begin by recognizing that fear is actually a good thing. That the fact that you can experience fear is a gift from God. It's what protects you and saves you. All animals have the capacity, actually the built-in hardwired ability to be afraid. This is very, very important because there are things that are dangerous to you, and when you're afraid, this little part of your brain called the amygdala, and I have a slide, I think, of this. The amygdala is a little almond-shaped sort of gathering or clustering of specialized cells. There's actually two in your brain, one in each hemisphere. And amygdala is actually a Latin word. I think it means almond, and these look like almonds. And so this little bundle of cells takes data from your eyes, your ears, from your smell, your sense, your taste, all of these senses, as well as internal sensors, and it takes that data and it very quickly determines that there might be something that's a danger to you. And it does this actually before you can even think about it. So if you've ever had somebody throw a ball at you and you only see it out of the kind of corner of your eye and you duck really quick, that's your amygdala. It's processing that information faster than your brain can think about it. And what it does is it sends a cascade of hormones through your body that start a process, and that process is designed to help you fight or flee, right? It's the fight or flight mechanism, fight, flight, or freeze. And so it's trying to prepare you for that. And so pretty soon your muscles tense up, your breathing gets shallow, your heart begins to beat faster, your mouth gets dry, your pupils dilate, your hands get clammy. You are ready to freeze or flee. You've had that experience before.
And that's why we're just automatically afraid of certain things. How about this? Any of you afraid of needles? Yeah. So this is trypanophobia, fear of needles. So this is our son Ryan. He's a baseball player. He's good at baseball. But if you're not looking and you throw a ball at him, he's not going to be able to catch it, right? Normally, you hit a ball with a bat, not your nose. Now, he says to me, we had to have this procedure done, and he says to me on the way to the hospital, "Dad, I'm scared of needles." So this is him after the procedure, and he's feeling a little woozy, obviously, but he still has a fear of needles. And this is the nurse trying to take the IV out of his arm.
I clamped it. We'll take that out later. Are you doing okay?
Wait, is it out?
No, not yet.
Oh no! It's not out. I want it to be out.
Yeah, but then I asked you, I said, so if I'm working for Eleanor, is it going to be later tonight? And it could be tonight. Like she'll just get the day off, but I won't work. Because they're...
Okay, just do it. Just yank it out. It's not even gonna hurt that bad. Oh, jeez, man. Don't scare me like that.
No, put me there, okay?
I'm sorry.
No, I need to.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's ripping out. Good thing I shaved my arms, man, because this will hurt. Good for me. That's shaving. Oh, I can't look. Oh, I can't look. No, okay.
Almost there.
Oh, you didn't even take it out yet? Oh, no.
It's just your hair.
I got this. Just go ahead and rip it out. Just yank it. Just yank it. It's not yanked yet, is it?
No.
Just take it out.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was not good. Thank you.
Okay, say good night.
Good night.
Poor guy, right? I know. He's a lot more brave than I am. I could not look. But fear of losing money and fear of investing. Okay? It's a scientific fact that people do irrational things to avoid loss. One of the biggest fears that people hold to is the fear of losing money. And studies have shown that the pain of losing is twice as strong as the joy of winning. So losing $100 hurts twice as much as the same feeling of gaining $100. This is the percentage of U.S. adults invested in the stock market is still around 52%, which is good. But if you notice, it's down from 65% back from 2007. So I suspect that a lot of folks got out of the market, maybe to get back in later or never to get back in. So investors, people are afraid, they're terrified of equities. 76% of them not inclined to invest any more money in stocks. They're afraid. This is the Chicago Board of Options Exchange. This is a volatility index. This is a measurement of future fear, investors' fear. So investors are afraid, they track it. They track investor fear. You can see that it spikes during the credit crisis, U.S. losing their AAA credit rating. Fear index is pretty high today. Okay. So, if we look at some of the science behind fear, it's an incredibly personal experience. Okay. This is why some people are afraid of flying and other people fly every day for work. Some people will work in skyscrapers. Okay. Other people are afraid of heights. There's some science behind fear, and including losing money. There's still a lot of research to do around the subject, but scientists understand why we feel fear, so I want to relate it to the fear of money today. So fear is learned from three things: a past personal event, the experience of family and friends, or a contagious herd experience. So think of arachnophobia. Maybe you were bit at a young age. Maybe you were like me, sitting at the coffee table and you felt something crawling up your leg. Okay? Past personal experience. Experience of family and friends. For those of you that have raised sons, boys, this is probably why you're afraid of lizards and bugs, and what do boys like to do, right? Tease and terrorize. Okay? Past personal event. Or a herd experience. Maybe you walked into a room and somebody screamed, "Spider," or "Snake." Right? They were scared, so you were scared too. So this, as it relates to money, you have personally experienced loss in the stock market. Maybe you had some money saved in your 401k and you watched the value of it decline by 40 or 50% in 2008. Or maybe you've always been living paycheck to paycheck, so the thought of putting money in an account and it not being there scares you, since you fear not being able to pay the bills. Or maybe you inherited a fear of losing money from your family. Maybe it was your parents who suffered large losses. Okay? I hear all the time, my parents came from the Great Depression, right? So that fear is passed down. Okay? Or that herd mentality. Maybe you've picked up a fear of money from watching too much TV. Shows like Susie Orman, while providing advice, also highlight a lot of people who are struggling. Or even the local news each night. Headlines like, "The market dropped 184 points." You really have no context about it beyond that, but your mind wanders and you begin to worry. So the first and most common thing that we do is nothing. Right? Since fear of losing money triggers fear, and the body's first reaction is to freeze, they get stuck frozen with money. They don't want to take action, and since money doesn't require any fighting, your body and mind simply get you safely away from the fear through flight. However, this prevents you from making money decisions and could also lead to future problems. Okay. Second approach, not as common, but you do too much. Right? E-trade, baby. Now in this case, it's typically someone who is investing but is so afraid of losing money that they're trading constantly to lock in small gains and trying to avoid losses. Okay. In this situation, the person also gets into trouble because they're spending money to make trades, getting in and out of the market timing, and they're not letting their money grow over the long term, losing potential returns. Okay. Remember that the amygdala is always looking for something to fear. Okay. Back in the caveman days, this probably did us a lot of good. Okay. The fear of getting eaten by a saber-toothed tiger was probably a very real thing. But fears today, they're very different. Most of today's dangers are probabilistic. Think about it. The economy might nosedive. There might be a terrorist attack. But our amygdala can't tell the difference. Okay? And worse is the system is not designed to shut off until that potential danger is completely vanished. Do probabilistic dangers ever completely vanish? They don't.